welcome to another Draw With Me. My name is Aiko and I am a full-time illustrator with a background in children's book publishing, visual development, animation, and I am now working on opening up an online storefront where I can sell my art. In this video, I'll be showing you the process of me making an illustration in my sketchbook. I'll be using collage and Posca markers, and I'll be talking about my journey to getting my art shop online and running. At the end of the video, I'll be showing you a little sneak peek of one of the products I have designed for my shop launch so far. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And without further ado, grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get right into it. I first got the idea to open up a shop after watching a bunch of YouTube videos from fellow artists. At the time, I was still working my part-time job at the bakery, and I was desperately looking for a way to make my art career a full-time thing. That is when I stumbled onto this video by Inkwell. I've linked said video in the description, and I would highly recommend that you go check it out. Without going into it too much, at one point he talks about how one drawing of his that he's been selling for years has earned him more money than a one-time big commission by a large studio. And I found that really inspiring to hear. At that point, I had only really done client work as an artist. I had done some freelance illustrations here and there and illustrated 2 to 3 children's books at the time. And while I'm still very grateful, of course, for those opportunities, and I would love to work on similar projects in the future, they, at least so far, were nowhere near able to give me a sustainable income. As is usually the case with freelance work, there are months where you get paid plenty, and there are months where you don't earn anything at all. Often you will also not earn anything more from a project once you have delivered to final illustration. You can, of course, negotiate a licensing deal. This is where the client, for example, can only use your work for one product type or use it for a certain amount of time. And if they were to want to use the illustration for another purpose, they'd have to pay you for another license. To be fair, I hadn't done that with any of my previous clients at that point, and I wouldn't earn anything else from the freelance projects that I've done at that point ever again. That is to say, excluding the children's books. For those projects, it's a little bit different. I got a negotiated amount paid up front, and the rest would be paid to me in royalties. This means that if the book I illustrated sells well for several years, I would earn a decent amount of money from them each year. But I can't really control how well these books do, and if the publisher decides to stop selling or printing them at one point, I would stop earning money from it. So back to this video from Inkwell, it really spoke to me, like I just said. I wanted to see if it was possible to make money from art that I had made for myself and not necessarily for clients. He said in the video how he sold his personal illustrations. It's actually earned him more on the long run. So that put it a bit more into perspective for me that getting big name clients isn't the end all be all. In the past I had already opened up an Etsy store before, so I knew it was possible and I wanted to give it another shot. Back then I mostly started this shop for fun. It was during the pandemic and I was still a student at the time. I also closed it down back when I was still a student, when schoolwork was just getting a bit too much. I started it without much research. I just bought a printer, some shipping materials, and started selling art prints, stickers, and clay pins. I had my shop open for a little less than half a year, and I still got 90 sales. That's, yeah, with the little promotion I was doing at the time, I think that's a really big achievement. So now I had this idea stuck in my head that I wanted to open up my own shop. I was literally dreaming about making stickers at one point. That's how obsessed I was with this idea. After I saved up for a few months, I decided to take the leap to go full-time as an artist and started working towards opening my shop. My initial plan was to open up my shop back in April. That didn't work out for me. It's now August, so okay. Looking back, I can see that there are a few reasons why it took me so long to open up my shop. And I don't see that many people really talking about it here on YouTube. But there is a really steep learning curve when it comes to opening up your own Shopify storefront. So don't be fooled by those videos by these grind bros who promote dropshipping and tell you that it is a very quick and easy process. Like, no, not at all. There are a lot of things you have to figure out first. Now you can probably figure this out much quicker than I did, but still really just keep that in mind if you also want to try to open up your own online store. So even though I was thinking about my shop like day and night, nothing really moved along for the first few months. And it wasn't like I wasn't doing anything. I was very busy coming up with product ideas and I was illustrating a bunch of them. I was doing tons of research on how fellow artists ran their shops, but the actual shop launch itself still felt very far away. There were a few things I really wanted to and had to figure out before I could launch my shop. And the first thing is taxes. Ooh, I know. Selling products to an international audience is all fun and games till you have to do your taxes and figure out how that works in every country. I had done quite a bit of research on this, but it became very overwhelming very quickly. Straight up, I couldn't remember just half the rules. There were things that would apply to me. There were also these exceptions, if you had this or that, and it was just a never-ending research cycle I was in. The more I researched, the more stressed I got, and it got to the point where I started to procrastinate researching further in fear of all the things I would figure out. Yeah, I just couldn't do this alone. I needed help if I really wanted to do this. And my initial thing, why I wanted to start a shop, was so that I could make art. And instead I was spending like 90% of my time just reading about taxes and stressing myself out. I personally don't work that well under stress. If I'm stressed, my creativity just goes out of the window, and that was really not what I needed at the time while developing products. So I was hardly drawing in the midst of trying to figure all this out. So I went looking for a bookkeeper. I had talked to some other folks who ran online stores or did conventions, and most of them had bookkeepers. So that brought me to this idea to look for a bookkeeper for myself. And now that I had figured this part out, I really felt like I could start building the actual website. My plan was to buy the Shopify plan at the start of the month to get it online by the end of the month, so that I didn't have to waste like a month's worth of subscription money. This is the point where I'm at now. All of my products are ready. I just have to take product photos, write some of these descriptions, research some of the shipping options, figure out Shopify payments, make everything link up with my website, and write an FAQ page. And yeah, that's basically all the behind the scenes stuff I still have to do to get my shop fully prepared and ready. And another thing that I really wanted to do as well and go all out on was marketing and promotion. I really wanted to make optimal use of social media and make a newsletter where people could directly get updates on the shop and my art and the behind the scenes of my business in their inbox. I've been subscribed to a bunch of newsletters from other artists for a while, and I always love receiving those in my inbox. I really wanted to join in on this fun. Plus, I think a newsletter is a great way to reach people who are really interested in your work. I already made a plan for the first 2 newsletters that I'm going to be sending, and I made a framework for future newsletters as well. I'm planning on sharing the behind the scenes of my creative endeavors. I want to show sketchbook pages, shop updates, and a lot more. Now that I'm in the mood on talking about marketing anyway, if you're interested in my newsletter, you can sign up through the link in my video description. It is completely free and you can unsubscribe anytime, but I promise you we're going to have a great time over there. So far, I'm still in the middle of opening up my shop, but I'm getting very close to being able to open it. I am still very much learning the different kinds of social media strategies. I still have to figure out SEO and how different email hosting services work best for me. And of course, many more things. It can feel really overwhelming, but it also feels very cool that I'm like actually doing this. I'm very proud of what I've done so far and that I'm committed to making this work. I've already received so many sweet and kind messages of people sending me their support and encouragement. I've recently also posted a video, a short video on YouTube over here, and I got so many kind comments. Yeah, kind of wishing that I would succeed and wishing me the best in my art career, and I got really emotional over it. I'm so thankful to see people so excited about my art, and yeah, I don't really have words for it. Just know that I appreciate it so much. If you are planning to open up your own Shopify store as well, good luck to you. Don't underestimate how much time you will have to invest in this. You need a lot of perseverance, passion, and patience, but you can definitely make this work. There are so many videos on here on YouTube that can be a huge help in starting out. Like, definitely make use of these free resources. I've been watching hours of content here on YouTube, and I feel like I now have more knowledge on how to fix certain situations if they come up. So yeah. I'd also like to show you some of the stickers I've made so far. For the first product, I really wanted it to encapsulate me and my interests and basically who I am as a person and an artist. So I wanted to combine two things that are very dear to me, and those are bears and books. I tried to make the bear as chunky as possible, and I love how it turned out. I made two color swatches for them, a brown bear and a black one. From what I have gathered, like just a random fun fact, Europeans tend to think of brown bears when they hear of the word bear, while Americans tend to think of black bears. Is this true? I don't know, but I at least used it as an excuse to make two color swatches. These two were the first products I made in my shop. I also love stickers as well. I feel like everybody loves stickers, so stickers were all on my mind while designing my first product. To be fair, I also found out that stickers aren't really cheap to make. The cost per item is relatively high when comparing it to how much people sell them for on average. So I'll be starting out with not that many stickers on my shop yet. I love to make more in the future, but for now I'll just be starting with a few. And yeah, that'll be all for this video. Like I said before, if you're interested in my newsletter, you can sign up through the link in my description. I'll also have all of my social media links there as well. And thank you so much for watching or listening to me babble on about my struggles with opening up an online shop. If you'd like to support me even further, you could like this video, maybe even share it or leave a comment or subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. Once again, thank you for watching, and bye bye.